Students, welcome to your business studies class. So in the previous lecture, we had started with the components, aspects or elements of staffing, and we had done the recruitment source or the aspect of staffing, and in recruitment, we had done the internal sources. In today's lecture, we will be discussing the other part of recruitment, that is the external sources. Sources of recruitment. So we had started with the sources of recruitment, and in the previous lecture as we had discussed the internal sources of recruitment, that is transfers and promotions. Today we will be discussing about the external sources of recruitment. External sources of recruitment. Now, under external sources of recruitment, the candidates from outside the organization are invited to fill the vacancies. In internal sources of recruitment, candidates are selected from within the organization, while in external sources of recruitment, they are invited from outside the organization to fill the vacancies. As you can see in the chart also, these are various ways through which we can externally invite the candidates to apply for the job, that is direct recruitment, casual callers, advertising, employment exchange, placement agencies, campus recruitment, recommendations, labor contractors, advertising on television, web publishing. So let's discuss these sources one by one in detail. First is direct recruitment. Now under this source, a notice is displayed on the notice board of the organization specifying the details regarding the jobs available. Now the job seekers read it and gather outside the premises of the organization at the specified date and time, and the selection is done on the spot. So the practice of direct recruitment is followed usually for casual vacancies of unskilled or semi-skilled jobs. Such workers are also known as casual or badly workers. Now they are paid remuneration on daily wage basis. Few benefits of direct recruitment: that this method of recruitment is very inexpensive as it does not involve any cost of advertising the vacancies. Then it is suitable for filling casual vacancies when there is a rush of work or when some permanent workers are absent. Another is casual callers. Now, many well-known or reputed companies maintain a record of unsolicited or uncalled applicants in their offices. Such job seekers can be useful source of manpower. Their applicants are taken and kept pending in a file. Such records, if maintained properly, can be a useful source of recruitment. So whenever a job vacancy arises, the suitable candidates from the waiting list may be recruited. So a database has been maintained by the organization. Suppose if you have completed a particular kind of course and you drop, let's say you have done a B.Ed and you have dropped your resumes in various schools. So what they do, they will maintain a database, and whenever they need, so first they can call the applicants for those whose applications are available with them. So the benefits of casual callers is it reduces the cost of recruiting workforce in comparison to other sources. Next source is advertisements. Now, most of the senior positions of industries and commerce are filled by this method. Advertisement in newspapers or trade journals is generally used when a wider choice is required. So, this practice of telecasting of vacant positions over television is also gaining importance these days. Now, the advantages of advertisement is more information about the organization and job can be given in the advertisement. Then advertisement gives the management a wider range of candidates from which to choose. Now, there is one disadvantage also, that it may bring in a flood of responses and many times from quite unsuitable candidates also. Next is employment exchange. Now, employment exchange is run by the government, which helps to match personal demand and supply by serving a link between the job seekers and the employers. So it is suitable for unskilled and skilled operative jobs. The disadvantage of this employment exchange is that the record of employment exchanges are often not up to date, and many of the candidates referred by them may not be found suitable. But one benefit is that it helps, or it creates, or it acts as a link between the job seekers and the employers. Next source is placement agencies and management consultant. Now, placement agencies provide nationwide services of matching demand and supply of workforce. These agencies invite biodatas from the job seekers and send them to their suitable clients. They charge fees for their services. Management consultancies firms help the organization to recruit the technical, professional, and managerial personnel. So this is one of the benefit that they specialize in middle level and top level executive placements. They keep a complete record of person with different qualifications and skills and even advertise the jobs on behalf of their clients to recruit the right type of personnel. Next is campus recruitment. Now, colleges and institutions of management and technology have become a popular source of recruitment for technical, professional, and managerial jobs. So, many big companies maintain a close link with them to recruit qualified personnel for various jobs. Companies conduct interviews in educational institutions and shortlist candidates. Many educational institutions have placement cells to assist employees in their recruitment efforts also. For example, companies visit institutes like IIT and IIM for campus recruitment. So this is what campus recruitment, and you must have seen in the movie Three Idiot also, that how they recruit in the college itself or in the institution itself, they go and they recruit. So that is what campus recruitment, when the recruitment is done when you are studying only or when you are in your final year. So the big companies come, they have tie up with your institutions, they come and they hire the candidates there and then only. Next is recommendations of employees. Now, many organizations encourage their employees to recommend the names of their friends, relatives, and other known persons for employment. So, such applicants are likely to be good employees because their background is sufficiently known. And under this method, a type of preliminary screening also takes place, as the employees generally recommend those persons who match the job profile. So the existing employees can be asked to stand surety for their friends and relatives who are selected. So this policy helps in maintaining goodwill of the present employees and finding reliable candidates. Next is labor contractors. Now, labor contractor act as a middleman between the laborers and the enterprises. So labor contractors keep in touch with the laborers in the villages and small towns and bring them to the places where workers are required. Through labor contractors, only unskilled and semi-skilled laborers are recruited. So labor contractors are ready to supply the required quantity of workers at short notice on payment of commission. So these labor contractors are themselves employees of the enterprise. Now, the disadvantage of this method is that whenever the contractor decides to leave the enterprise, all the workers employed through him will also leave. So this method of recruitment is popular in construction work. Next is advertising on television. Now, the practice of telecasting of vacant posts over TVs like Doordarshan and other channels is gaining importance these days. So, the complete information regarding the job, company, and qualification required are published or publicized on the TVs. Then web publishing. Now, these days internet is becoming a common and popular source of recruitment. There are certain websites which are specifically designed to provide the information about both job seekers and job providers. So these websites are frequently visited by large number of job seekers and companies searching for suitable employees. Some well-known websites are www.naukri.com, then timesjob.com, monster.com, clickjobs.com, jobs ahead, rozgar for you, etc. So these are few websites that are available through which a job seeker and a company can find a suitable source. Now let's discuss few merits and demerits of external sources. So let's start with the merits of external sources. The very first merit of external source is first, qualified personnel. Now, through external sources of recruitment, the management can attract qualified and trained persons to apply for vacant jobs in the organization. Then wider choices. So when vacancies are advertised widely, a large number of applicants from outside the organization apply, so the organization can select the best possible candidates for employment. Then fresh talent. By using the external sources of recruitment, the organization can obtain fresh and talented candidates. This means infusion of new blood and modern ideas into the organization. This will improve the overall working of the organization. Then competitive spirit or healthy competition. So the existing staff will have to compete with outside candidates for vacancies. They will work hard to show better performance. Few demerits of external sources. First is dissatisfaction amongst the existing employees. Now, recruitment from outside may lead to dissatisfaction and frustration among existing employees because they may feel that their chances of promotion get reduced. Then, lengthy process or time consuming. Recruiting employees from external sources is a very lengthy process as vacancies are publicized and organization has to wait for the responses of the prospective candidates. Then it is costly process or expensive process. So recruitment of candidates through external sources is very expensive process. It involves considerable expenditure on advertisements and processing of applications, which is not there in the case of internal sources. So today we had discussed about the external source of recruitment, and we had discussed various sources of external sources, that is direct recruitment, casual callers, advertisements, employment exchange, management and placement agencies, campus recruitment, recommendations from present employees, then labor contractors, advertising on TV, web publishing, etc. And we had discussed few merits and demerits of external sources also. So I hope you understood the topic very well. Thank you so much, children.